Hey guys, it's Jeff from Pressure Luck, and today I'm going to do a recipe that does not involve the Instant Pot or any sort of pressure cooking, but it is just as easy as any recipe that'll go in there, and it's just as delicious. Guys, this recipe is something that actually is really nostalgic for me because it takes me back to my Uncle Howard, who is my mom's oldest brother and is a wonderful cook and just pretty much one of the smartest people that are on the planet. He like solves New York Times crosswords puzzle. He's just smart, okay? So the point is, on Thanksgiving every year when we used to get together and have wonderful meals, he would make popovers before we all arrived. Now, a popover is a very, very special roll, and it's special because you want to pop them in your mouth for one thing, hence the name, and they pop over the sides of the pan when they cook, but they're amazingly crispy on the outside with an amazingly soft and buttery inside. These rolls are basically full of amazingness. Like, it's so easy. The ingredients are probably already in your kitchen. It's so simple to make, but the payoff is unbelievable. And I'm going to show you how we make these. And Uncle Howard, this is dedicated to you because you did an amazing job with these popovers, and I used to look forward to them every year, and I'm thrilled I get to make them in my own home now. So guys, without any more delays, let's give our Instant Pot a break and go right to our oven and then make some popovers that we're going to pop right into our mouth. We're going to begin by preheating our oven to 425 degrees. So let's take 4 tablespoons or a half a stick of butter, and I want to cut 1 tablespoon or a quarter of that half a stick off from the rest. And then set the smaller tablespoon that we just cut off aside, and let's focus on this for now. I've just placed it in a bowl, and now I'm going to melt it in the microwave. There we go, nice and melted. So now we want to take a 12-cup muffin tin here, guys. A regular size one is exactly what we want, or you can use one of those popover ones that have about 6 in there and they're deeper, but that's really not necessary to run out and buy one unless you want really deep, really big popovers. This way you can get even more and they're half the size and even less guilt. If you have a couple, it's okay this way. It's 2 would really be the size of one in the other. So I just use a muffin tin. If you want to buy the other tin, the popover one, go for it, but muffin tin is totally adequate. And let's take our melted butter and then brush it into each one of these muffin cups here, and then try to get the sides too. It's okay if it doesn't stick and falls down. It's okay, don't worry about it. Just try to get everything you can. Okay, we're all set. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna pop this into the oven to heat up a little bit while we make our batter. Okay, take it on the middle rack, and now let's make our batter. And to make our batter, I'm going to go to a stand mixer, or you can use a hand mixer if you want as well with a mixing bowl, but I'm going to use this because I have one, so why not? I paid a lot of money for this thing, might as well use it. I'm going to now take 2 eggs and just crack it into our mixing bowl, as well as 1 cup of whole milk. I suggest using whole milk for this. 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. You can use any salt really. 1 teaspoon of a white granulated sugar. And that small 1 tablespoon of butter that we cut off from our half a stick before to drop in there too. And last but not least, we want to add 1 cup of flour. So now I want to fasten my whisk attachment and lower it inside of the stand mixer and then start to blend everything together. We want to start it out on a speed 2 and then move it up to about a speed 4. And we want to do this for about 1 minute. Alright, and let's take that up after a second, and let's just go to our sides and just make sure we use a rubber spatula and scrape the sides so any batter that might be, or flour I should say, that might be stuck to the sides, we make sure it goes into the bowl. And then let's just lower our stand mixer again, the little whisk attachment into there, and then just continue on and beat for another 30 seconds or so. Okay, and we should be looking good now. So I'm going to take my little whisk attachment off here, and voila, there is our delicious popover batter. Now, when you're done mixing your batter, don't worry if it has a few lumps in there. That's perfectly normal for mixing a popover batter, and it's completely fine. Don't you worry about it at all, okay? So now that our batter is made, let's get the muffin tins that are covered in butter out of the oven. Okay, let's get that out of there. There we go, awesome. Now, after removing our buttered muffin tins from the oven after they were nice and heated up, the butter is going to look pretty brown inside of each of these little muffin cups. That's perfectly normal. Don't worry about it at all. It's going to look brilliant. When we put some of that popover mixture in there and it cooks, the color is going to be gorgeous. Speaking of which, let's add in our batter. So I want to pour in enough batter so we have just about halfway of each muffin cup filled up. Don't go above halfway because these babies like to rise. Just the right amount of batter for all 12 of these muffin cups. Perfect. Now we're going to take some shredded cheddar cheese and just sprinkle just a little bit in each cup, just like this. Not too much, just a bit. Great, now it's time to pop these babies right into the oven. All right, let's open our oven and we're going to take our tin and we are not going to cover it with any foil and we're going to put it on the center rack. Make sure it is on that center rack and not a top rack because we don't want these to burn. They will burn otherwise. If they do, they're going to rise. So we're going to put it on the center rack. We're going to leave them in there for a total of 30 minutes. After 15 minutes, we're going to lower the heat from 425 to 350, but it's going to stay in there for 30 minutes undisturbed. So if you want your popovers to be done properly, you have to listen to me right now, all right? You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You have to listen to me. You cannot open that oven door even once to check on those popovers while they're cooking because popovers are basically the soufflé of the rolls world. They cannot be disturbed. They're total divas. They're very dramatic. They need to be able to rise like Elaine Stritch in that situation in the oven in a contained environment. Opening that door even a crack will destroy their beauty sleep and poof, they'll just turn into ugly ducklings instead of swans. We don't want that to happen. So having an oven door with a window in it and an oven light comes in super handy for this, but unfortunately I don't have that luxury in this apartment because my oven is from the year that the Golden Girls premiered, like in 1985. But regardless, just make sure that you keep an eye on everything and just don't go above 30 minutes ever when you're cooking this. So what we're gonna do is just leave them in there undisturbed, and if that means you have to go and take care of something else to occupy your time, like knitting or jogging around the block or I don't know, singing Christmas carols in the corner of the street, you might even earn a couple of dollars or quarters or pennies. But regardless, do not disturb these guys, okay? Employ a little patience. I'm not that patient, but I have to find a way to be right now, okay? And then when we eat these guys, it's gonna be reversed. We're gonna have to be impatient and eat them right away because popovers taste best about 5 minutes when they're out of the oven. And after 15 minutes of cooking at 425, we're gonna lower it to 350 and cook for another 15 minutes, and then we're gonna be done. Again, do not open that oven until we are done. Be patient, or you're gonna deflate those beautiful popovers and everyone's gonna cry. Okay, and now 30 minutes total have passed, so let's take these babies out of the oven and oh yeah, there are our popovers. Wow, they look absolutely beautiful, guys. By the way, they're called popovers because they pop over the sides of the little tray and because you want to pop them in your mouth. But guys, we have to eat these immediately. They don't last very long, so let's get to it right away. Let me take one of these beauties out of there, and there is my popover. Look at that. I love how the little center hollows out like that, just like a popover should. And here we go. I'm gonna try from the bottom first. Wow. Perfect. Perfect. I love popovers. They're basically like crunchy on the outside and super soft on the inside, and there's just amazing, amazing, amazing consistency of a roll. It's like unlike any other roll you've ever had. It's almost like I said, like a souffle roll. And the cheese inside, I love that little touch. And some people also like to take some extra butter and butter their popovers with it because, you know, there wasn't enough butter in there already. These are my favorite kind of rolls. Popovers are the bomb. They're gonna be amazing when all the guests arrive. If you want to pop them in the oven right when they come and then take them out as a great little starter to everything and have some mingling going on and some cocktails. Or if you want to bring them out with the dinner table before all the food comes, even better. Guys, thank you so much for your support. If you enjoy these videos and these easy recipes, go to PressureLuckCooking.com. I have tons of recipes there. Hover over any photo on any recipe and pin it to any Pinterest board. I have tons of tips there as well. Also, you're gonna want to like me on Facebook, guys. Like me there. Facebook.com/PressureLuckCooking. Tons of tips, tons of recipes. Anytime the recipes drops, you're gonna see it there. Funny thing, you name it, it's there. Also, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to me on YouTube, like me on Pinterest @PressureLuck. I have all that stuff, guys. Instagram, I got it all. And again, not everything has to be done in the pot because there are tons of things that are just as simple, just like these amazing popovers that are also just as delicious as anything you'd cook in that Instant Pot. Thank you guys so much again. Happy holidays and a happy new year. All right, just one more. I gotta have another one.